So, fuck, I remember they came out with the original like SNL cast, like that first season of SNL.
Yeah.
I've watched that one over because it's had like George Carlin, it had Richard Pryor,
Oh, right.
it had some like
You're like a real like an old school comedy.
Well, because it's like you watch like all the stuff that you grow up on, whether it's like National Lampoons and like all that stuff. So then you go deep into it and you're like, oh shit. And so then you go and watch, okay, who was like, oh, on sale on iTunes, the first SNL. You're like, and then you see who's on it, and you're like, yeah, I want to see. And that's the one. Remember where Chevy Chase and Dan Aykroyd, where he's interviewing him, or he's interviewing it's Chevy Chase interviewing Richard Pryor, and they're doing like word association,
the best.
and you're like, you can't do that
No, God,
but it was in that moment. You're like, this is like ballsy, groundbreaking, like
innovative.
I wish you could be shocking more on SNL now. It's tough. I think they've pulled the goalpost in a little bit, especially on network TV. But on network TV, like to an extent that it's like crazy.
Well, I follow DL Hughley on Instagram, and he posted a thing from In Living Color, which is a show I used to love as a kid. And it was great. Just seeing it, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe this was on Fox.
Yeah.
It's Jim Carrey at a desk, like a David Letterman thing, and a white lady is in a full khaki thing, like a zoo worker, kind of animal expert. Yes. And she's got Tommy Davidson on her back, as if like, this is the animal I'm going to show you tricks with. And they give him watermelon. And he's like,
oh my God.
And then Jim Carrey's like, wow, he loves it. Oh my God. And it was killing. And it was so funny. And obviously, it was on Fox, and it was great. And as a kid, I'm like, this is the comedy I watched growing up. So when you yell at me about being offensive now, I'm like, look what I was raised on.
Bro, my number one show, again, I buy stupid shit on iTunes. Just my number, still to this day, is Married with Children. Like I watched this.
We used to love that.
I watched Married with Children, and it's like, it is. He hates his family.
Yes.
He hates himself.
But
he hates his
he
job.
hates himself enough that you kind of like the first. By the way,
such a loser.
But he's content. But he's still content.
The first
he still
line
comes home.
Anytime he walks in, a fat woman came into the shoe store today, and it gets an applause break.
But he's laughing.
Yeah,
We're laughing.
but that's what
It's funny.
But you
It is
can't.
funny.
But that's the thing. You can't even like those jokes are like stuck in time, right? So it's like you watch this, and it's like Kelly Bundy. They just like Christina Applegate. I was like the same age as her, and you're watching her like she was so hot. She's she's one of my favorite actresses.
And the brother, David Faustino, is great.
Fucking hilarious. But just the neighbors and all this shit, and it was like they were the no ma'am that they started.
Yes,
they
the
were
club.
like politically incorrect on purpose, even then. And this shit now could never go, but we still got it. Like it's like now it's like stuff you have to like sneak in your house and watch and laugh. But man, it's amazing.
Yeah, it's almost like prohibition. You know, it's like I'm going to do it like behind closed doors.
Yeah,
no one will see it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I think everything has a good idea. Like, hey, let's be more diverse. Let's be more inclusive. It all starts good, and then it just gets way too overcorrected. Like All in the Family. This is a show about a bigot who's hilarious, and the whole show is like he's the idiot.
Yes.
You know, he's like, this fucking Polak came into my house the other day, and everybody's like, whoa, and he's the punching bag.
Yes.
But those people exist, so why not make fun of them?
But that show also launched the Jeffersons.
That's right.
So it was like you had a person that was a bigot that he was the punchline, and then all of a sudden it's like it launched one of the most successful like black shows out there.
Totally.
By the way, he was a bigot too. George Jefferson.
Was he really?
He hated white people.
He hated white
What's
people.
his name again? Who created the show? Who just passed
Norman
away?
Lear.
Norman Lear. Yeah,
Passed
he
away
created
like
every
100.
show. Yeah, he created every show
Good
back
times.
then. What was it? WKRP Cincinnati. I kid you not.
yeah.
I bought the first episode.
Get out of here.
I kid you not. Just because I wanted to hear the song.
Oh, that's
I was
hilarious.
like, yo, I remember this shit, and I just